A group of war veterans must defend their local VFW post and an innocent teen against a deranged drug dealer and his relentless army of punk mutants.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Hey, I'm Sylvia Saska.
And I'm Jen Saska.
And we're the Saska Sisters. Get a part of this. Subscribe to the little button down there. Look.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my thoughts on VFW, which was technically played at Fantastic Fest, I think, in 2019, but it was just released on Amazon Prime fairly recently among other outlets, and it's coming onto Blu-ray and everything March 31st, I believe. And I wanted to talk about this one because this is one I was looking forward to quite a bit. I mean, you have basically just a shoe-in premise here. You know, a lot of older actors that just do a really good job at playing the grizzled, veterans. You have that, sort of wit and banter around them, sort of more like old school style humor between them. But the main drawing for me was, well, besides the style of the film, which we'll talk more about in a few minutes, the whole, bloody carnage horror sort of thing, was Stephen Lang's involvement. I am a big fan of Stephen Lang. And he's sort of the leader here. He owns the bar. You also find out he is, probably the highest ranking of them when they were all in the war and everything. In the war and everything. I make it sound real interesting, don't I? So they kind of look to him, and then, it's kind of up to him to remain strong and, his psyche to hold more than anyone else's, really. And he does such a good job here. I mean, Stephen Lang, from Don't Breathe, he was even really great on that short-lived Fox show, Terra Nova, and how many other films and TV roles over the years. He just has such a commanding presence to him, and yet there is a depth to his acting when he chooses to go that direction with it, and a nuance to it too. And Stephen Lang is in great shape, so when he actually starts cutting into people with axes and such, or firing off a shotgun, you believe it. He still brings a physicality to it, and he actually feels like he could do what he's doing. So Stephen Lang is definitely the drawing for me for it, and he is very, very good in the film. But it really is an ensemble of some veteran actors. You have William Sadler there, you have Fred Williamson, David Patrick Kelly, Martin Cove. And they're all really, really good. They all felt natural in the roles, and the banter with each other is, really on point. They do feel like old-timey friends and such. And this movie, it was really just a blast for me. Like I said, I was looking forward to it for a while. It's probably one of my favorite movies of the year already. I mean, Godzilla and Kong is still my most anticipated, and that's probably going to end up being number one. The VFW is another early one that will probably still end up being in my top 5 as an early prediction. It is a bloody carnage galore film. It brings a certain grindhouse style to it as well, I suppose you could say. There's quite a few good kills. It's consistent with the violence. It's mostly non-hesitant and not really too apologetic. So I had a lot of fun with it. The pacing is very good. It's not a long film. It's like an hour and a half, really. And there's not really any downtime either. I mean, there's moments where they're trying to get, kind of regroup or, they're dealing with someone being hurt or something like that, but there's no real like gaps in the situation they're in. So I thought that was a pretty good choice, and you still get a good character scene with Stephen Lang in there, particularly one with him and the young actress who plays the teen girl in the movie, nicknamed Lizard, Sierra McCormick, who I actually thought did a nice job as well. Some people I think had an issue with her. They found her annoying, or just like the character itself annoying maybe. But she could hold her own. She felt like she fit in the environment this part of the world was now in. So I liked her. You also have Tom Williamson, who played Sean Mason. He was a younger soldier, more recent years, who had just returned from an overseas stint himself, who went to visit the veterans that night, and he's all up there trying to help them fend off everything as well. I found him to be likable a little more than I thought he would be. My only issue with the film from a character standpoint, though, is probably our villains, which was Travis Hammer and Dora Madison, I believe, Boz and Gutter. Not that they were really bad in their roles, I just thought, especially the main antagonist here, Travis Hammer, I felt like he was a tad miscasted, maybe. I didn't find him that intimidating. And that's something they do well, though. I mean, Stephen Lang is still Stephen Lang, badass as fuck, but they do still sell it, he... God damn it.
I was wondering if you wanted to come watch Guy Fieri with me. Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. You want to come watch it with me? Not right now? Okay. I was just thinking about you. I wanted you to watch it with me. Maybe some other time?
What time is it?
I don't know. 9:30. At 9:30.
I don't know why I'm trying to do something.
Okay. Bye. I love you. I think it's fun to spend some time with you.
We did.
I know. But I love you so much. I don't get to be with you very often. You don't want to watch it with me?
I was trying to do a video.
Okay. After your video?
Maybe I'll come out in a few minutes.
Okay.
So I mean, the fact that they're older, they're still tough as nails. They still have a very strong mentality and a sense of duty, which they display well too. So even though he's still really sharp and everything, his body doesn't hold up the way it used to be. So he's a bit more physically limited and kind of quicker to exhaustion than he used to be or would want to be right now, obviously. So that's a factor, and still it makes it sync up a little bit better with Spa's character not necessarily being the most intimidating physical force or something. But I still thought I could have gone with a different sort of guy to take down these old coots, right? But that's a minor gripe I'm on it. It didn't really bother me too much. I still enjoyed it. I still had some suspense with the situation they were all in. The ending, I think, is pretty satisfactory. Not everyone gets off very well here, as you would expect for this type of movie. There are quite a few violent deaths, and a couple of them are sad, but it kind of goes the way you would think, again, for the style of the movie it is. The music wasn't too bad. I enjoyed that. So yeah, I honestly loved VFW. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies of the year already. It'll probably still end up being somewhere within my top 5, I'd imagine. I'm definitely going to be buying it when it comes out on Blu-ray. Let me guys thought about VFW. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe. And if I had to rate the movie, I gave it a 9 out of 10 on IMDb. And just specific ratings wise, I'd probably give it between a 89% at lowest, but probably as far as a 92, 93%. So let me guys thought, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.